I want them to understand better that they should be treated like all the other kids. Like, they're no different than the other kids. They're just as important as the other kids. I want them to understand that better.
Having an autistic sibling changes your life in ways most people never see. Welcome to My Sibling is Autistic, the podcast where we share real stories, real conversations, and the lived experiences that come from growing up on the sibling side of autism. I'm your host, Christopher Reyes. I am a father of 2 autistic siblings. We live in Clovis, California. We also own an indoor play space for kids of all abilities, including those with autism. In each episode, we talk about the love, the challenges, the misunderstandings, and the moments that shape us when we grow up alongside someone who experiences the world in their own unique way. Whether you're a parent, a sibling, an educator, or someone who just wants to understand autism beyond the stereotypes, this is a space for empathy, learning, and connection. Because every sibling has a story, and these are the ones that need to be heard. All right, tell me your name and how old are you?
My name is Ryan, and I am 8 years old.
Is there anyone else with you there in the room?
My dad,
Your dad. What's your dad's name?
Elijah.
Awesome. What are your interests or your hobbies? What do you like to do with your friends or after school? What piques your interest?
What do you mean?
Oh, what do you like to do when you get home? Is there any activities you like to do, or when you go on holidays or vacation? Are there any stuff you like to do?
I like to play with my brothers.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, nothing plays like home and playing with your brothers.
Yeah.
So, about your brothers, what are their names?
My first brother's name is Adrian, and he just turned 5.
And who's the other one?
And my other brother, his name is Dom, and he is 6.
Okay, Dom and Adrian, 6 and 5. Awesome. So if someone were to ask you, hey, Ryan, how would you describe Dom and Adrian? What would you tell that person? And how would you describe your siblings or your brothers to people just randomly asking you about them?
I would say they're funny and nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, they're both funny and nice, and yeah, that's a great way to introduce them to other people. So, when did you first realize growing up, Ryan, that hey, Adrian and Dom, that they're different than a lot of kids? When did you first notice that they were autistic?
I don't really remember. I was pretty young when
So yeah, it was like a blur. It was all blurry because yeah, you were so young.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were younger, what early memories stood up the most? What you remember growing up with Adrian and Dom?
Well, growing up, my favorite memories with them
Yes.
is when my Jess's mom had a hotel and there was this indoor pool and I like to swim with them. It was really fun.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So I have 2 kids, Jacob and Roxanne. You know, they're also autistic, and yeah, Jacob especially, he loves the pool a lot. He goes to swimming classes. I'd break the barriers in Fresno, and yeah, all those pool moments. And we do have a pool in our backyard. Those are really special moments for us as a family. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned about that. Was there a moment growing up, or even until now, where you felt especially proud of Dom and Adrian? Were there any victories or any stuff that you felt proud of them about?
I'm always proud of them for
Oh,
doing
that's so.
I'm proud of them for doing lots of hard things because they always do lots of hard things. Like they try and try. Like today, my brother Adrian, he has a little more trouble speaking, and he said 2 new words. He said both the words open and help.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, those are very important words too. So yeah, I'm glad that you describe things that you're proud about Dom Adrian going through some hard things at times, and yeah, what does that make you feel aside being proud? Like you seeing them go through hard stuff, being able to overcome hard stuff. So what does that make you feel aside from being proud?
Very happy, very excited, and very glad.
Awesome. That's so cool. So the next question is might be hard, but you don't need to answer it. We can always, not
Yeah.
talk about it. But your two siblings are autistic, right? They behave differently from the rest of the kids. And did you ever feel the pressure to be the easy child or to be the easy sibling to take care of? Did you ever feel like that burden at all? No.
No, never.
Oh, that's
Well, whenever I'm around my brothers, the one thing I'm focused on is protecting them because they mean much to me.
Oh wow, yeah. When I messaged your dad before this podcast, he was mentioning that you were an advocate for your siblings. Tell me more about that. Like, could you give me one or two moments where you were able to protect your brothers from stuff that could endanger them or make them feel bad? Could you tell some examples?
Well, example one is I did this a couple weeks ago. Well, no, this week. This week on Tuesday, I did this little speech on how kids with autism are being bullied. Like they're being bullied and this is great risk for them because they can get hurt really easily because adults are even bullying. They can like push them to the ground, hurt them, hit them, you know?
I agree. There's a lot of bullying with autistic kids, and it's a sad situation.
Yeah, and my brothers had to change schools because their teachers were not treating them the way they should be treated.
So how did this make your parents feel when? Because changing schools, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of labor involved and time. So what did your parents feel about that?
I'd say probably a lot of pressure because the teachers were doing the bad things. So and they tried to find another school, and that's hard to find another school that can find. It's harder to find another school with autistic teachers, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's so sad. So well, I'm glad they found a different school, and hopefully they have better experiences now. It's a better place now, right?
Yeah, they really like their school now. Like
That,
they
that
really like it. And I'm very glad.
Oh, that's awesome. Back to talking about Dom and Adrian. How do you talk with them? How do you communicate with them? I know they didn't have a lot of words, right? But how would you describe the way you communicate with them, or you tell you talk with them?
I gently talk with them. Like, since they're still learning things, they learn harder. It's harder for them to learn. I talk more gently. Yeah, and I repeat myself. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, repeating. Yeah. That's a very good point because sometimes they don't get it the first time, and you would have to repeat that as well.
Mhm.
So you mentioned about former teachers. So Mike, I have a question for you about other people, not teachers, but like doctors and strangers, other people in the world and in your neighborhood or in the community. What do you wish that they would understand better about your brothers? What do you wish that could be better with how they deal with or
They
take care of your
understand.
I'm sorry?
They understand how they to understand better. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, understanding better is,
I feel like I want them to understand better that they should be treated like all the other kids. Like, they're no different than the other kids. They're just as important as the other kids. I want them to understand that better.
yeah, that is so deep and so true that we're all the same. Yes, we have our differences, but we are all human beings and we should all be treated with the same respect. Yeah.
When my brothers were babies, my just told me this. The doctor said that they never will learn to speak, but the doctors were wrong. They're learning and they're working hard and they become greater every step that they take.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I believe in the concept that to never say never. It's hard to give that, guarantee, hey, your kid's not going to talk because no one can predict the future. So, I wish a lot more professionals, doctors, and psychiatrists or developmental pediatricians would be able to understand that the future is not written yet. What hopes do you have for Adrian and Dom as you're growing older, gonna go to middle school and high school and college? And what are your hopes and dreams for your brothers?
My hopes and dreams for my brothers are to help them learn. I wish I want them to learn and for less people to bully them because lots of people all over the place are bullying them just because they have autism. And again, like I said, they all autism kids should be treated the same way as kids without autism.
Yeah, definitely right there. Yeah. What advice would you give to someone like you, 8 years old, if they just discovered that they have brothers or sisters, they just got the news that they're autistic? What advice would you give to that person, to that other 8-year-old?
I'd say to help them learn better.
Yeah, I agree. So, as we end this podcast, I want to thank you for your time. Can you have your dad sit beside you? Is that okay?
Right here. There he is. Here's my dad.
Hi. Hi. So, Ryan, what message or what do you like? What would you like to tell your dad right now? As your parents, you see Dom and Adrian, they're only 5 and 6. We've got a long way to go. My kid is 7 years old. What advice would you give to your dad? What would you tell him? What would you encourage him about? And yeah, and you have the floor. There's no time limit to this.
I would encourage him to help my brothers very much. I encourage him to do that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Now, if your dad's having a hard time taking care of your brothers, what would you say to him?
I'd say, don't worry, you got this. And then I would step in to help.
And she's not kidding. She would. She does.
Awesome. Well, Elijah and Ryan, thank you for your time. I like to keep the podcast as short as this because, attention spans of people are getting shorter and shorter these days.
No worries.
So it's a good 15-minute drive across Fresno in the valley. So, okay, thank you for your time. And edit this video. We'll send this to you right away so you can use it on wherever you want to use it, social media. You want to share it to your classmates, and we'll send you a polished version. So thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Right. Bye-bye, Ryan.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to My Sibling is Autistic. If today's episode spoke to you, please subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone who might need it. Your support helps us amplify sibling stories and build a more understanding, inclusive world. You can find clips of the show at We Rock Clovis on social media. Send us a message if you want to be on the podcast. Find resources, episode notes, and ways to get involved at werockclovis.com. Remember, you're not alone. Your experiences matter, and your story is worth telling. Until next time, thanks for being here.